What's going on, you guys? Welcome on back to the channel. Now, we're after a long little bit of a break, we're back with the Boruto content. Now, the reason why Boruto has kind of been gone for a little bit is because I haven't really had like an interesting angle to really talk about the series for a little bit, right? Like it's always been like chapter reactions and stuff like that, and I'm probably going to bring those back in the future at some point. Like chapter reactions probably could come back soon. I don't know, maybe with this upcoming one, but it's mostly just been chapter reactions and like talking about the chapter as a whole and some analysis. But I wanted to wait to come back to Boruto until I had like a really good topic that I could sink my teeth into and give you guys a good video. And I think I finally found one that I think will resonate with everybody. Now, it's no secret that Boruto in Two Blue Vortex is very astute with what's going on, right? Like Boruto just seems to be one step ahead of everybody, really, in these chapters, right? Like it feels like he's a step ahead. He was a step ahead of Mitsuki. He's definitely steps ahead of Code. Like he knew how to handle Code right off the bat. He knows what's going on with the tailed beast. Like he knows what's going on with Jura and all them. He knows a lot. He knows quite a bit. And the reason why I think he knows all this is because I think he's seen the future at this point. I think Boruto has seen the events of all of Two Blue Vortex. And Boruto now is trying to fight fate in a way. But that's not all that I wanted to talk about. Yes, Boruto, I believe, is fighting fate, but I also think that he's seen everything except what goes on with Kawaki, right? Like, I definitely think that Boruto is working on the assumption that the tailed beasts are going to be the final villain. But because Boruto doesn't see Kawaki as like a big villain in his mind, he still sees him as his brother at the end of the day. He doesn't really see the real threat that Kawaki does pose. Yes, Kawaki is getting throttled a lot in these last couple chapters, but I think that's just I think that's just a diversion. I think that's just to throw us off the scent for what's going to happen next. And once like Hidari and Jura and all of them are out of the picture, I think that's when Kawaki is going to take over. And Boruto's lack of decisiveness with Kawaki is going to be what comes back to bite him and why the village gets destroyed. Because if you go back and you watch like the first minute of the first episode of Boruto, you see Boruto and Kawaki clash. Now over the years, like my interpretation of what that fight means has changed like 5 times. Like first I thought it was just them fighting. Next I thought it was because Kawaki sealed Naruto, which was right. Then I thought it was like Kawaki wants to kill Boruto, which I still think is the thing. But like it's pretty much changed considerably each like with each chapter that's come out. What I feel that fight entails changes. But now what I've landed on, and I think could be the case, is that Boruto has seen the future. He hasn't really factored Kawaki into that because he still sees Kawaki as his brother. So when you see that the village is destroyed, presumably at the hands of Kawaki, and you see like Boruto and Kawaki clash and they go back, you see Boruto say, I didn't think you'd go this far. Meaning that Boruto always knew, Boruto always has known that Kawaki hates him in a sense. Kawaki still hates him because he's an Otsutsuki. But I think Boruto in the back of his mind always thought that Kawaki could be redeemed. Just like his master Sasuke, he always thought Kawaki could be redeemed and become his brother again. But I think this fight is Boruto coming to grasp with the fact that he didn't see everything in the future, or at least he ignored something that he didn't want to see. He ignored what was going to happen with Kawaki, thinking he could change that in the future. And And what you get in the flash forward in episode 1 is Boruto's like hubris coming back to bite him at the end of the day. It's Boruto. It's the consequence of Boruto's actions that he didn't make that decisive move. Like when every time he's seen Kawaki, like Boruto's probably gonna think back when that fight's going on. He's gonna just keep thinking, man, I could have stopped you earlier than this. I could have stopped you before the village got destroyed. I could have stopped you before you destroyed everything I loved. And now Boruto is. I think the end of Boruto is going to be him having to rectify with that decision, and realize that he can't save everyone, because Boruto, if you pay attention, you see that Boruto is going out of his way to save everyone, because I think he's seen a future where everybody dies, right? So that's why he went to go hard to save Himura, and he went hard to save Sarada in the last chapter, because I think there was a scenario in which both of them died, but because Boruto has seen the future, he was able to stop that in time. But when it comes to Kawaki, I think he's just choosing to turn a blind eye to him and try to figure something out in his own way. And I don't think it's going to work. And I think that's what leads to the village's destruction at the end of the day. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for me, guys. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Do you think this could be how the village gets destroyed, how that big fight between Boruto and Kawaki happens, because Boruto might have seen the future, but he chose to ignore everything when it comes to Kawaki and he wants to do it his own way? Or do you guys think there's another interpretation to this, where maybe Boruto's Jogan kicked back in or something like that, and maybe that's how we saw the future? Either way, let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe, and as always, I'm going to talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.